Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to yet another new video here on the channel. Now if you're new here, my name is Sean, and I love music. I love to do music video reactions and just music reactions and reviews overall. In today's video, we're going to be doing a Sleep Token song from their newest album, which is called Even in Arcadia, and this is actually I believe the album opener called Looking to Windward, I believe is what it's called on there. So I'm still super stoked to be reviewing it for you guys, and here we go.
This eclipse in me, will you hold this eclipse in me? Break diamonds, you break for sound, I'm not island over till I say it's over. I wish that I could leave myself alone.
Alright everybody, so that was Sleep Token with their Look to Windward single, or not single, but the first song on the album, Even in Arcadia. So a lot to kind of go through on this one, as far as just reviewing it and how I feel about it. So I'll kind of make it as quickly as I can, because it is an 8-minute song, there's a lot going on, and the video too is interesting if you want to call it a video. But so first things first, I'll start with the video. So they have, as a band, they have this kind of thing lately where I think because they have this is their 4th album, I believe it is. I think fourth album, a full length at least. And they have this thing where they've only ever actually put out, I think it's 2 or 3 actual music videos. And I could be wrong about that number wise, but it's less than 5 or 5 or less. So the one thing I wish that they would do as a band that drives me kind of nuts about them is that they have done visualizers. And I mean, don't get me wrong, don't hate me in the comments for this, but the art direction and the art design and the animation on these videos is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's incredible. Shout out to all the artists that created this for them, because I know that if they commission artists to make this, they'll make it themselves, and that's really rad too. So I want to put that out there before I get into this. But I wish that the band would, and this is just me, but I wish that the band would actually make some music videos for these songs, and just put that kind of effort into it. Not that there's not already effort on there, but it's just one of my little personal pet peeves about them lately in the past few albums, that they really haven't done much for art as far as like an actual music video. But that's just me. Again, it's just my little nitpicky thing. So, but again, it's a beautiful video overall. Art direction again is phenomenal, and again, artists who made that, great freaking job. It's awesome. So I'll say that much first off. Now the music itself, now they are known for having longer songs. Now this one is again pushing 8 minutes, and it's a full 8 minutes of music. It's not like a an intro and an outro that are each 2 minutes long, of just kind of a build up and a build down, whatever you want to call it. So I've always appreciated that about them as a band. They, for the most part, have music everywhere that actually means something. I've been a fan of them for a couple years now, probably 4 or 5 years it feels like now, and I've seen them live also, quite a few times over the past 4 or 5 years too, in different venues across different states in the U.S. here. And they are incredibly good live. That's what got me into them in the first place, because at first I actually, just to be honest about it, I didn't really like I shouldn't say I didn't like, I didn't get the sound at all. I was kind of, it was okay to me. It didn't seem like it didn't seem like it was anything super spectacular back in the day when I first heard it. But they are a band, for me at least, that was a slow burning kind of thing, where actually I had to go to their older albums to really appreciate and like those first. And then once I kind of got into the older albums first, which are still my favorite albums, they grew on me. So the album that album before Even in Arcadia was actually was the first music I ever heard by them. And I love that the songs were long. I've always appreciated bands that put out longer music if it was of good quality, so I appreciated that. But again, I got into their older albums first as a kind of get a starting point, and then I moved forward after that and started to appreciate all the newer music. So this is really the first album, even in Arcadia, is that I was a fan of, as far as or had knowledge of the band throughout the actual release process. Before that, it was already out. Everything else was already out before that. So the music itself. So I'm not going to get into the whole metal, not metal, whatever you want to call it, that whole discussion or debate that is kind of the fuel for hate for them as a band online. I don't think it's productive and important. I will say this much: I am a fan of alternative music. I have been forever in my entire life, since I've been into music at all. So I've always just kind of phrased it as alternative music, because it's not on the radio at all, really, for the most part. So I always just call alternative music. That's really what it is to me. So I will say this much: so this song itself, I think that the introduction is beautiful. I think that it's very, very well written. And the fact that it wasn't actually released as a single, I think is pretty cool by itself, because a lot of times the opening track is one of the first songs that comes out overall, in a sense, and it depends on the band for that kind of thing too. But just the what do you call it? The lead around, I guess, of the rhythm of the intro, and how it kind of keeps coming back around to a starting point. I forgot the phrasing for that, or the terminology of it, but I appreciate that in the song a lot because it really makes it kind of sound a lot cleaner, a lot tighter. I will say as a song overall, although it's one of my favorites on the album for even in Arcadia, but one of my little kind of things about it, because there is some, is that I feel like there is now a kind of like a standardized sound to Sleep Token, which I was really hoping and wishing that they would get away from a little bit for this new album, because again they kind of, I feel like they pushed this album out, or it seems like they did, kind of quickly as far as like promotion goes. It was out like a month and a half after it was even announced. So, and maybe it's just been done, it was done for a while. I'm not sure about the recording process of it all because they don't do any interviews for that stuff. But as far as the actual music itself, I was, with this album at least, I was really hoping that they would go heavier than their previous albums. I wish that they were gonna do more, just again, more heavier stuff than what they have. Although I love their slow music just as much. So again, don't hate me in the comments for that. So I do appreciate and love their slow music because that's also what got me into the band in the first place. But I was really hoping that this album in general and would go a little bit heavier. But the song itself, I think, is a beautiful intro to the actual album. And again, when they go heavy, they go heavy. And I think that that's one of their bigger, discussion points, if you will, for especially online, which I've now learned to ignore across the whole fan base and online spectrum, is that people feel how they feel and that's all good. So for me, as a song, for this one at least, I think it's a great intro song to the album. I think that they couldn't really pick a better one to open this album up as far as that goes. Again, I don't do any kind of lyrical breakdowns or anything like that, even though a lot of Sleep Token is very lore based, and I don't ever dive into that stuff because it's just kind of an endless pit of knowledge that to me I don't think is that important. Honestly, it's just not really one of those things I've ever really cared about. I'm more of a emotional listener, so like whatever the song makes me feel emotionally, that's what I love about it or hate about it, so to speak. So again, this song definitely gives you the feels though overall. And I think that the heavy parts definitely are very, very, very good when it has the heavy parts. And my only really kind of nitpick thing about it after hearing it again for the first time in a while is that I am wondering what happened with the whole mixing part of it, because again, this is me and my audio brain from like a recording process, is that I feel like it doesn't sound as full as it can. And all I mean by that is I feel like a lot of the parts, like especially like the heavy guitar parts and the piano parts and all that kind of stuff, I feel like it all sounds good. But from what their older albums, how good their older albums sound to this one, I feel like I don't know what happened there. If it's supposed to sound like the way it is, because if it is, that's fine. But that's one thing about this album so far that since it's been released, that's been kind of like a turnoff for me with it, is that I just don't think it sounds as good as it could. I feel like if it was maybe remixed or remastered a little bit, it would into a more fuller sound, then maybe I'd appreciate it more. But the song itself, again, is a beautiful song. And again, I'm not going to go to lyrics at all in this video, but again, I do think it's a beautiful song overall. And again, it's a great track opener, so that's kind of my feelings about it. Other than that, again, heavy guitar sounds like the guitar itself sounds really cool. It's very, very heavy, so I'll leave you with this. I'm very excited to see how they play this live, as far as like not a festival performance, like an actual headline tour, because those are different things. So I'm very excited to see how they actually tour this on a headlining performance kind of piece, as far as if it's gonna be like an opening song or anything like that, because it has an opening song vibe to it for sure. So that's kind of my thoughts on it as far as the song itself goes. But yeah, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you like it, dislike it. If you think it's a good opening song for a tour or a good opening song for the album, let me know as well. And just give me all those thoughts, and please be positive. I don't want the comments to turn into a whole shouting match about metal and non-metal stuff. That's not what I want to do on this channel. So, but yeah, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here and you like what you see, definitely consider subscribing. Otherwise, I will see you all in the next video.